Now I understand some of you out there may disagree, and by all means, talk about that on your channel or even comment it below, but this is my opinion. Deadly Tarantula Girl coming to you from my private serpentarium tonight to reveal the secret mystery sound. I had a viewer ask me recently what that strange sound was in my video. They said, "Is that Rain?" And no, it wasn't. Rain is the name of my horse and she was not in that video. But the sounds that you hear, that ambiance in the back, is usually feeders drinking water. Sometimes it's crickets nibbling on potato, but a lot of times it's the sound of 1,000 mice drinking water, kind of all at the same time. I have large Freedom breeder rodent racks, and sometimes all the mice just for some reason start drinking water kind of all at the same time. And another viewer was like, "Is that the sound of a washing machine in the back? Because I guess you can hear the water as the water comes down from the rain chamber." I don't know, but anyway, this little guy getting a drink, that's what you were hearing. So I also wanted to address a couple of other viewer questions today. So let's get started on that. Okay, so this is an email from Bjorn Gunnarsson, and he says that he's been searching like a madman for a great high-resolution photo of an adult purple Firmictopus cancerites, but has not been able to find one. He says he stumbled upon my YouTube channel and I seem to own or have access to a great deal of spiders. So he thought that he should ask if I have one. And then he shows a couple of pretty nice photos, but he says they're too low resolution. And so unfortunately, although I have Firmictopus, I do not have this species to which he is referring. And so if any of you guys have one and have really great photos of it, I would love to be able to share those with Bjorn, or maybe get some really good photos of your animal. So that's my response to Bjorn, and I hope that we can get you some really amazing photos of this species soon. And then he said, "Kind regards, Bjorn." Another comment I wanted to respond to was from oh, there's a viewer called Me, My Kids, and Nature. And that person says, "Forget the haters, I love the way you do things." So thank you very much for that. There's another viewer by the name of Greg Williams that said, "I always respect how gentle and caring you are with your animals, and since you have a lot of success in breeding them, that speaks for itself." So thank you so much to Greg Williams for commenting that. Another email was from Cat and Kits. This person says, "Hello, I haven't had a tarantula for years now, but I have had several species, B. smithi and T. leblondi. I understand B. smithi had a name change. First one was the common name Mexican redknee. I raised a sling redknee and had a P. regalis. I would love to have a P. metallica, however I'm older now and have some health issues. Type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. I've never been bitten but was concerned about the effect of a bite. I'm also legally blind, which concerns me about escaping. I was wanting your opinion on both issues if you don't mind. Thank you." I am so glad that you wrote, because I personally believe that a tarantula is a great, great pet for someone who's not in the best of health conditions. Now I understand some of you out there may disagree, and by all means, talk about that on your channel or even comment it below, but this is my opinion. I think that tarantulas are a very low maintenance pet, and that obviously some are easier to care for than others. I honestly have never had a problem with Metallica. I think that they, although are fast, they're really easy to take care of, and in general, if they're not being threatened, pretty much just kind of hang out and stay pretty chill. So I think that an animal like this, for someone with health concerns, that does not need to be taken to the vet, gone out and taken for walks, is not going to overpower you, this is a perfect pet for someone with health concerns. Now, going blind, obviously, you need to be able to see what you're doing, but I would say that if you can see well enough to do daily living skills, you can see well enough to take care of a tarantula. So thank you so much for writing, and I definitely encourage you to choose a tarantula as your next pet. She also said that her very first tarantula was a Mexican red knee, and as some of you guys have heard before, that was the first species of tarantula that I wanted, but was not able to get one forever. And I finally started collecting Smithii in the 90s and have never stopped, and I still love keeping that species. Okay, here's a comment from Jenny Lee. Jenny said, I absolutely love your channel. I've strangely come across these videos, and when I say strangely, it's because I have horrific arachnophobia. I'm terrified of spiders. I live in the UK, so it's not like we have anything remotely dangerous here, so I don't know where the fear came from. However, after finding you and 2 other channels, I'm totally hooked, haha. And I genuinely do believe you have helped me. I don't find myself having to look around my bedroom at night before going to bed or in a panic when we have a lot of rain. I always notice spiders coming in the house when it was raining, and I'm genuinely really fascinated now, and I'm literally looking at your videos every day. That's awesome. I genuinely believe it's how you are as a person too, as I find myself only really wanting to watch you and 2 other channels. To say how terrified I was of spiders, I'm actually going to subscribe, as crazy as that is to me. I honestly think it's going to continue to help me and help me learn more about these fascinating animals. So thank you so much for making your videos and helping people like me. So that was a week ago by Jenny Lee, and she was commenting on my invert takedown video. I want to say to Jenny, first of all, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and all of you people who basically came across me first because you were afraid or freaked out or grossed out or whatever it may be, and ultimately started learning from me. And I have a big part of my mission is educating people who have that kind of like irrational fear of reptiles and tarantulas, spiders, invertebrates, scorpions, centipedes, whatever, all of that. Because I have found the more you learn about them, usually the less afraid you are. And so in our world, we have a lot of people killing these animals simply because they've discovered that they're alive somewhere. And, you know, I think that's really sad and terrible. And so if I can do something to help the people and help the animals of the world, then, you know, makes the world a better place. So thank you so much, Jenny. I love you. Thank you for watching. And I'm so glad that you subscribed. This is an email from Alithia Miller, and she said, I ordered a baby Mexican red knee meat pepper. She is tiny and precious and bigger than the crickets I bought for her. Also, I'm terrified her tank is too large and she will hurt herself. Should I get a smaller home for her now? Is it safe to transfer her? How would I transfer her? She fits in the nostril of the beast. She has a picture of her teeny tiny little sling, and she has a hide there, and it is a really large enclosure. Now, I will say a couple of things. It looks like she's keeping her tarantula on sand. I personally prefer vermiculite. However, I know a lot of people who have kept their tarantulas on sand for years and years and never had problems. So if that's working for you and your animal in your climate, there's really no reason to change it. I do caution people about keeping their tarantulas in really large enclosures. I know I actually get dinged often for having my animals in smaller enclosures, but here is what I have discovered. In the wild, tarantulas typically reside in very small areas. Now, I'm not saying they never get out and walk around, but they choose to stay within fairly compact burrows, except really to hunt for the most part. And I have found that animals tend to thrive and be less anxious and stressed when they have a nice smaller enclosed area, as long as it's reasonably clean and they have enough substrate to live. I know also people do criticize me for the amount of substrate I have, but my animals do very well, and if I ever see a particular animal that appears to want more substrate, and by that I mean watching their behavior and seeing if maybe they need more humidity, I can tell those things. I give them more substrate. I do keep my centipedes in deep substrate because I found that they will not live otherwise in general. I mean, they can, but they have a longer, healthier lifespan if they are in a deep substrate that they can burrow in. How to transfer a sling? I actually have done transfer videos that's a longer answer to a question, and I will send her a link to one of those videos. And if you're interested also in a transfer video, I can link that in the description box or the comments below. More than anything, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and for those of you who criticize me, I understand we have opposing opinions, and I thank you for watching as well. I definitely welcome opposing opinions. And for all of those who send me their praise and fan mail and gifts and love, obviously, I really appreciate that. So thank you so much. This is my 5-year anniversary now. The channel's growing and growing. I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but I like to think that I'm out there educating the world. I mean, we're being viewed in almost 200 countries now, and that's really awesome because I like to think that I'm spreading knowledge and love about animals, and that's kind of my goal. So thank you all so much. I love you guys for watching, and those of you who hate me and are watching anyway, thanks to you too. Love you guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.